Hello everyone, welcome to Analog IAS Prelims High Yielding Series for Prelims 2020, and the topic for this video is National Intellectual Property Rights Policy that was released way back in 2016. So let us have a look at the need for a intellectual property rights policy and what is the idea behind IPR laws. So before going into the IPR policy of the government, let us try to understand the main purpose of any intellectual property law. So the main purpose of any intellectual property law is to create or encourage a framework wherein the intellectual goods for consumers and their rights are protected. So to achieve this, the law gives people and businesses property rights to the information and intellectual goods they create, usually for a specific period of time. At the same time, it is also important for consumers to have this intellectual property framework because strong IP rights help consumers make an educated choice about the safety, reliability, and effectiveness of their purchases. Otherwise, there would be a possibility that they would be purchasing fake products which might not last as long as they would like to. So, enforcing this IP rights will ensure the products are authentic and of high quality, and that will also protect the credibility of the creators as well. So, it is more like a stamp which signifies that this product is good enough to be purchased for consumers, and at the same time it gives the creators a sense of protection for the time they invested in creating that property, intellectual property. Now the major reason behind IPR policy 2016 and the reason why it took so long for government recognizing this IPR policy is because in India we do not have a culture of innovation, or we can say that there is no formal culture of recognizing these innovations. So quite often we see in various news items the kind of innovations produced at even village levels. So how do you recognize such talent and ensure that more and more number of such products or innovations come forward, and how do you ensure some sort of financial benefit for the creator and recognition for their talent? It is with this backdrop that IPR policy came into the framework. So what are the main objectives of the policy? Firstly, you have to recognize that there is a need for reaching out to the public and making them aware of the concept of IPR. Even today, amongst the educated circles as well, there is no awareness about what IPR means and their rights and also liabilities. So the first one is to ensure awareness and outreach. Secondly, we have to stimulate the generation of IPR. Now, whenever you find a rural entrepreneur who created some product, there is no protection that his idea would be not copied by some big corporate. So, there is a need to generate this intellectual property rights as soon as they are recognized. For that to happen, you need to have a strong law and a legislative framework that is robust enough to protect even the rights of such small innovators. At the same time, you have to ensure that there is support for intellectual property rights framework, and to generate this awareness outreach programs and also ensure that the service orientation is based on IPR, we have to modernize our infrastructure. At the same time, you also have to focus on administrative efficiency and commercialization of IPR, because unless and until we have the ability to convert some innovation into a saleable product, there will not be any recognition for or any meaning for IPR. So for that to happen, a strict enforcement as well as capacity development for people who are involved in this IPR framework is very important. Now if you take a look at the various successes, we have already dealt about UPOV, or the intellectual property rights recognized globally with respect to protection of various rights of the breeders who create certain seeds which are very useful for farmers. Except that most of the IPRs are now administered by DIPP, which is now renamed as Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So creating awareness is one of the biggest achievement that this particular department has done, and there is a mascot called IP Nani which was generated to create awareness especially amongst children. The World Intellectual Property Organization has created certain support centers called the Technology and Innovation Support Centers. So 6 such technology and innovation support centers have been established in various institutions across different states in our country. And as far as the Global Innovation Index is concerned, India's rank has significantly improved in the recent past. And this report is released by WIPO. Consider the following with respect to CIPAM. Now, what is this CIPAM? CIPAM stands for the Cell for IPR Promotion and Management. So, this was created under the Department for Promotion of Industry and Intel Trade. So, this is not by Ministry of Finance. So, statement 1 is false. So, the second statement says that its objective is to take forward the implementation of IPR policy 2016. This statement is right. So, only 2 is the answer. Now, this is a very straightforward question. Please pause the video and post your answers in the comment section below.